Teague, I never thought it would have been West Nile virus. All it took was a mosquito bite while gardening.
Mosquitoes spread West Nile virus and many other diseases, and they can breed in standing water around your home. Protect your family from pests. Get the facts at pestworld.org.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, we're following the cleanup following this past weekend's ice storm. That includes efforts to restore power in Delta County. We'll have the latest. And we'll hear about the current state of measles in the United States. Your 19 News at 6 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 6.
Checking out the planner for Marquette, certainly a calmer. Boy, we're getting into April here, and we're having temperatures falling down into the lower teens for tonight. So things could be a bit slick on those snow-covered roads that we had from over the weekend. At least the winds won't be very strong. And we're expecting fairly tranquil, if not very cold weather throughout the Upper Peninsula. And wouldn't be surprised, a couple of single digits pop up there near the Wisconsin border. Might have to go through another round of ice this week. We'll have more details later in the show. Kevin?
Sounds good, Tom. Thank you very much. And yeah, this past weekend saw some pretty dramatic weather, from ice, sleet, freezing rain, hail, and snow. The UP saw all of it in a 3-day period. Friday even had thunderstorms along with all other activity. Meteorologist Joe Phillips from the National Weather Service says that this latest event was quite rare and different from a usual snowstorm. The same system that produced our snow also caused ice storms across the upper Midwest, causing power outages and hazardous driving conditions across the region. In Delta County, the storm closed part of US 2 and 41 for about 6 hours yesterday evening. Crews shut down the portion of the road going into and out of Escanaba due to fallen power lines. Yesterday was quieter within the city limits. Over the weekend, Escanaba only experienced a few power outages, which the city's electric utility director says is partially due to preventative work linemen have been doing this winter.
Some trees came down, taking out some customer services, but we attribute the amount of tree trimming that we've been doing to not having as many outages. Over the past few years, we've been doing a lot more tree trimming than normal, so it's showing that it's really helping.
Escanaba had no outages as of this morning, so a city crew left to help Alger Delta Electric restore power to neighboring communities. As of Thursday, more than 480 cases of measles have been reported across the country, with the majority coming from the southwest United States. The outbreaks are responsible for more than 36 hospitalizations, 1 death reported in Texas, and potentially another, which is still under investigation in New Mexico. WZMQ Washington, D.C. correspondent Brennan Scanlon spoke with infectious disease experts about why cases continue to climb.
Measles is a highly contagious respiratory illness, one that could present serious health risks, especially to unvaccinated individuals.
Because they have no protection against measles.
Dr. Tina Tan has been studying infectious diseases for over 30 years. She says measles is one of the most transmissible and contagious viruses.
It only takes a very small amount of it to cause an infection, and it has airborne spread.
Measles was common in the 1950s and 60s. The introduction of the measles vaccine in 1963 and the measles, mumps, and rubella, or MMR vaccine, shortly thereafter kept the virus at bay until 1989 outbreaks among vaccinated children prompted the recommendation for a second dose. Fast forward to 2025, the virus is reemerging again, but for a different reason.
We have seen declines in the MMR vaccination rates, and there has been a significant increase in vaccine hesitancy and anti-vaccine sentiments.
According to the CDC, when more than 95% of people in a community are vaccinated, most people are protected through community or herd immunity. However, MMR vaccination rates among U.S. kindergartners have dropped from 95% to less than 93% in the last 4 years. It's a worrisome trend for experts like Dr. Tan.
The problem is you continue to let these vaccination rates drop, you're going to see more measles transmission in the community.
In an op-ed from early March, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said, quote, vaccines not only protect individual children from measles, but also contribute to community immunity, protecting those who are unable to be vaccinated due to medical reasons. Reporting in Washington, Brendan Scanlon, WZMQ 19 News.
Your first warning weather forecast is after the break. Plus, President Trump has floated the idea of running for a third term. We'll hear from experts on why it's extremely unlikely. And later, Jim Koski is here for Life in the 906. He wants to talk to us about a very specific number. We're back in 2 minutes.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Transform your space with Tarkett laminate flooring. It's durable, offers the beauty of wood, and is easy to install. Invitation laminate is on sale for $119 per square foot after rebate. Menards has the largest in-stock appliance selection ready to take home today. Transform your home with top appliance brands including KitchenAid, Maytag, Whirlpool, Amana, and Criterion. Save over $1,100 on this Whirlpool French door refrigerator after sale price and 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Guy attacks women getting into their cars.
We need to focus on getting evidence.
Let's bust in.
That's not what's gonna happen.
I can't walk away from this. Or not.
I can't see a way that this ends well.
Y'all could get fired for this.
We know. Hey! Hands! Where's Frank's?
NCIS Origins is all new CBS tonight, 10/9 Central, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to get their car fixed. John's Auto is quickly becoming everybody's favorite place to fix their car. Was that right? For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market. Why do I keep forgetting that word? Experience. Okay, go. 3, 2. For a better service experience, come to John's Auto Market.
And don't forget, we're
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Shunk Furniture.
Mr. Mattress here at Serta's Big Spring Sale, and it's going on now. There's extra discounts on all iComfort Pro mattresses and adjustable bases. Save up to $925. Zone Comfort design for full body alignment so you get a good night's sleep. At Shunk's, we carry a full line of Serta mattresses. They're all here for you to try. 22 different models and comfort levels to choose from. A nice plush queen-size perfect sleeper mattress is on sale for just $4.99. Shop Shunk's at Marquette today.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
Last weekend, certainly a weekend for the record books. As out here, the Weather Service in Marquette, 19.3 inches of snow in a 24-hour period. That breaks the old record set during the blizzard a couple weeks ago. So 2 record snows in March at the Weather Service over in Marquette. Numerous reports of 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice, mainly the central and the southern parts of the Upper Peninsula. And once you get over 1/4 inch, you're looking at almost certain tree damage. And once you get close to 1/2 inch, that snaps power lines. And we had our share of this almost historic ice storm that we had for many of you. Even Marquette got in on some of the ice action there. Plenty of power outages and property damage. This is a typical look here from, you can bring down whole trees here. And this one just, eyeballing it there, at least 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch on these branches right here. So it was a rough go. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, might have to deal with this again for the middle of the week. But for now, let's enjoy the relative tranquility here of light winds out of the south, and we'll keep the winds pretty much out of the south to southeast. That should boost the highs. We'll try to get to 40 maybe for tomorrow. Might be a stretch there. In the meantime, looking good as we head on into tonight. Things are nice here for the most part into Tuesday morning. Partly cloudy skies overall and tranquil. As you check out Wednesday, by mid-morning, here comes the round here. It looks initially like it will be snow and then later in the day, a hit of freezing rain. Now, this will not have nearly the punch of the last one here, but we'll be watching for possible ice during the afternoon hours on Wednesday. Hopefully, though, the warm air comes in much faster and we won't have a long period of icy conditions here. We will be watching, of course. We will update you appropriately if this does become another ice event. Tonight, icy from the cold air. Looking at temperatures lower to mid-teens, even a few single digits as we say goodbye to March. Wow, that's cold even by UP standards here. We're looking at temperatures rebounding nicely. Again, we'll try to get to 40 here in Marquette. And if not, we'll get close here. And we'll see what happens on Wednesday. Again, snow. Now will probably be the big news, but there could be some freezing rain in the afternoon. Back to cloudy skies and temperatures near 40 for Thursday and into Friday.
Tom, thank you very much. President Donald Trump says he's not joking about serving a third term as president, but experts say that's not possible. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp joined us live. Rachel, good evening.
Good evening, Kevin. So the president has made similar remarks like this on the campaign trail, but he's making headlines again, saying that there are methods for him to go about in order for him to secure a third term. But an expert I spoke with says the Constitution spells out that there are 2 terms for someone seeking the presidency. In a phone interview with NBC News, the outlet reports Trump said there are, quote, methods for running for a third term.
This is not possible.
Political scientists say the 22nd Amendment in the Constitution limits the number of times a person can be elected to the office of the president to only 2 terms.
Donald Trump has said that there are ways for him to do it, but the only way is to get an amendment, a superseding amendment to the Constitution, which requires 2/3 of the House, 2/3 of the Senate, and 3/4 of the states, and he's just not going to get that. He's throwing this out because of Signalgate. He is trying to distract attention. You see that this is what he always does. He throws everything at the press and tries to get them to focus on every other thing to try to dilute the main story. And this is him trying to deal with this real problematic scandal facing his administration.
Dr. Todd Belt says it's extremely difficult to amend it.
If you can just get 1/3 of the House or 1/3 of the Senate or 1/4 of the states, you can sink it. I just don't see it happening. Obviously, the Democrats are going to vote against it, and a very closely divided Congress like we have, this is just a non-starter.
Trump was asked about it on board Air Force One.
Does that mean you're not planning to leave office on January 20th?
I'm not looking at that, but I'll tell you, I have had more people ask me to have a third term, which is in a way a 4th term because the other election, the 2020 election was totally rigged. But I'm just telling you, I have had more people say, please run again. They said, we have a long way to go before we even think about that.
Now, Kevin, according to that NBC News report, when they asked the president if one method could be like J.D. Vance, for example, running for the presidency, and then if they won, he would step aside, allowing then for Trump to become president. The president responded saying that that is one.
All right. Sorry, folks. Looked like we lost Rachel at the end there. Rachel, thank you very much. Coming up next on Insights, we're joined by the Michigan DNR to talk about the current state of the gray wolf population in the UP. We'll be right back after this.
Is your cookware scratched inside and an eyesore on the outside? Well, get ready to upgrade your cookware. Introducing Gotham Steel Hammered Cream Cookware. Forged with an authentic hammered design, engineered with extremely strong titanium and tri-coated with ultra non-stick ceramic. The elegant hammered texture design will look gorgeous in your kitchen and even better on the table. Style is just the start because Gotham Steel features double the non-stick release and it wipes clean with ease. Now you can cook healthier without all the butter, fat, or oil. Other hammered cookware sells for over $500, but get the complete Gotham Steel Hammered Cream 10-piece set for just 4 easy payments of $49.99. Plus, you'll also get this free 5-piece Gotham Steel bakeware set. You can get this huge 15-piece set shipped free right to your door. So order now.
To order, call 1-800-513-6408 or go online at hammeredcream.com. Call 1-800-513-6408 or go online at hammeredcream.com.
What happens when reporters take you inside the story?
I've been asking for over a year and a half for access into this place, and this is the first time we're getting it.
You get the all-new CBS Evening News every weeknight.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
You have questions. Are your elected representatives in Washington working for you, or do they stand on the issues and what's in it for you?
Get the answers you need on WZMQ 19 News. I'm Rachel Knapp.
And I'm Brendan Scanlon. Our job is reporting on Michigan's officials in Washington, covering and uncovering what they're doing, and then reporting directly to you. WZMQ 19's Washington Bureau works for you.
And we deliver.
Quality information straight from Capitol Hill. Only on WZMQ 19 News.
This is home for CBS. WZMQ 19.
You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone, for Insights. We're talking about the current state of the gray wolf population in Michigan. Joining us from the DNR is Public Information Officer John Pepin. John, thanks so much for coming to the studio.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, what can you tell us about the current state of the population of gray wolf in the UP right now?
Well, based on our surveys that we do every other winter, it looks right now that the population is perhaps somewhat stable over the last decade or so. And we have a minimum population level that's like right around 650, 700, right around in there.
Okay, and that leads me to my next question is a lot of people wonder if they should be on the endangered species list right now. What are your thoughts?
Well, as far as are they a recovered species, that indicates whether they should be on that list or not. Mm-hmm. And gray wolves in Michigan are a recovered species. They've met population goals for recovery for more than 20 years. Mm-hmm. And so the DNR supports delisting or taking them off the endangered species list.
Okay, gotcha. So how much have numbers improved over those 20 years, would you say?
Oh, a lot, because in the late 90s, there were very few wolves in the Upper Peninsula. So.
Mm-hmm. As for their role in the UP ecosystem, what kind of role do they play up here?
Well, they're predators, so they help keep populations in check. Most people would say that they just eat deer, but that's not not real. But they'll help keep the deer population in check. Not necessarily as much with moose, because moose are big enough and they can kick them and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So. But wolves also eat beavers and things like that. So.
Right. So many people might not know a whole lot of facts about gray wolves. What can you tell? What are some interesting facts about them?
I think it's interesting that, like, if farmers have livestock on their properties, they'll get like a llama or they'll get a donkey, because they'll kick the wolves and protect the livestock. And then also they can be deterred with like moving flashers of metal or lights and things like that, which is kind of weird to think about,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. And so with this whole conversation on whether they should be endangered species or not, why did their numbers go down so low?
Well, originally it was because there was a bounty on wolves, and when European settlers came here, they came with their folklore and their fears about wolves and stuff. So they were like trapped and shot and hunted out of existence. That's why and then they came from Wisconsin and Minnesota naturally, and then also from Ontario, and sort of repopulated the area as populations in Minnesota and Wisconsin continue to get bigger.
Mm-hmm. And this kind of goes back to what I was asking earlier, but there's probably a lot of people like you were just talking about who may not want wolves around their area and are hoping the population remains low. So what would you say to those people about why we need them?
Well, it's a very, for one thing, it's kind of like in a sense, it's an iconic animal. It's like a moose or a bear. It's a symbol of the wild nature that we have in the UP, and it was originally native to the area, so it's part of the ecosystem. It belongs here, and there is a place for them in the ecosystem and in the food chain and such. So it's really exciting that they have recovered. People have a lot of different values for wolves, from cultural to just an animal that they'd like to see someday that they've never even seen. So.
Sure, and last question for you, John, really quickly. Where do you see the populations going in the future?
Well, like I said, it may have stabilized for now. And as far as endangered species, if they come off that list, it may depend on, right now, not so much as to whether they're recovered in the Great Lakes, but elsewhere across the United States where they used to be.
Gotcha. John, thanks so much for coming in and talking with us today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Absolutely. And still to come on your 19 News, we hear about a new program that's expected to be a big help for first-time homebuyers. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes.
Optimize your home with Maytag and Whirlpool appliances from Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Maytag and Whirlpool offer best-in-class warranties on durable, state-of-the-art appliances, perfect for your laundry room or kitchen. Available in stock or online, plus free delivery and 0% financing.
Grab your gear. We got a break in the case. No access. Good thing I came prepared.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Aren't you guys supposed to be dancing right now?
Ooh, grabbing my popcorn.
NCIS is all new CBS tonight at 9/8 Central and streaming on Paramount Plus.
How much longer? Relax. I can't. This online betting thing is getting out of control. Come on, we're having fun. But we need to pay rent, buy books, groceries. Blah, blah, blah. They're called priorities for a reason. We'll get to those things. Maybe. This isn't gonna end well.
Don't regret the bet. For tips that will help you play it smart, go to don'tregretthebet.org. A message from the Michigan Gaming Control Board.
April Fool's Day on the Jennifer Hudson Show.
That had to be the best one.
And
That's a headshot from about 1987.
we've got Dermot Mulroney.
It worked out fine.
If you've been in over 100 movies and TV shows, it worked out.
The Jennifer Hudson Show, tomorrow at 5 on WZMQ TV CBS, followed by 19 News at 6.
Direct.
Don't you ever look up at the sky and roll your eyes. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
He holds the line.
I resent it, and I resent you for doing it.
Mathis Court is in session.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Welcome back, everyone, including to you, Jim Koski, for Life in the 906. I know you want to talk about a very unique number.
Yes, I do, Kevin. 20,000 to 1. Now, before I explain that amazing ratio, I'd like to note that this is a very unique time of the year here in Marquette. It's salamander season. For the next couple of months, part of the road around Presque Isle will be closed every night so that the blue-spotted salamander can make its way from the trees to the beaches where it lays its eggs. Over the past couple of years, the salamanders have really captured the area's imagination, so much so that volunteers spend chilly spring nights making sure the salamanders go where they need to go. We really do like our salamanders here in Marquette. Of course, that's probably not a surprise. After all, we live in Upper Michigan, where we have a connection to nature unlike any other. And that all makes sense when you realize that here in the UP, there are 20,000 trees for every person who lives here. Yep, we're outnumbered by trees, 20,000 to 1. And I'm not kidding about that number either. The U.S. Forest Service says there are 14 billion trees in Michigan and 45% of them are in the UP. That's 6 billion trees on the peninsula and only 300,000 of us. You do the math. So when we come across something like the migration of the blue-spotted salamander, we take it to heart. We care about nature up here because it's everywhere around us. And I also think that the native peoples who were here first instilled upon us just how important the land is and how we're part of a giant ecosystem in which all things live together. So if you happen to be taking a sunset drive around Presque Isle but can't go all the way, or if you happen to see someone in a salamander sweatshirt walking by, just remember that's the way we roll up here. We're in tune with nature. But you would expect nothing less when you're surrounded by 6 billion trees and outnumbered 20,000 to 1. I'm Jim Koski, and that's another slice of life in the 906.
All right, Jim, thank you very much putting that in perspective for us. Thank you so much, as always. And don't forget to join Jim weekday afternoons on Q107 WMQT. Buying a home for the first time can be a daunting process. With a rising cost of living and higher rents, people are often unable to save for a down payment. Add in the complexity of the mortgage process, and you have a situation that intimidates many first-time home buyers. Craig Helpe of Honor Credit Union explains an opportunity that may get people into a home that they thought was out of reach.
It's a program that's set up for first-time home buyers to have the opportunity to get a grant up to $20,000 to help them with down payment and closing costs. To qualify, you do have to be a first-time home buyer. The household income has to be at 80% or below of the area median income.
Additional requirements are a minimum investment of $500 and the buyer complete a class on financial literacy on how to best navigate the mortgage process. With prices increasing over the past year, many consumers are finding other ways to get their eggs. Tractor Supply is the largest retailer of live poultry in the country. Each year, they sell around 10 million chicks through their Chick Days program to those looking to hatch their own. Tractor Supply's community relations manager says this self-sufficient route has become much more popular in the past few years, saving customers expensive trips to the grocery store.
Are going to raising their own chickens. In fact, 1 in 5 of our customers raises chickens. It's gone up about 50% over the last few years, all due to the chicken prices and, of course, the avian flu.
The chicks are available at local Tractor Supply stores through late summer. Now, don't go away. Tom DeVecchio is going to give us a final look at weather when we come back.
Attention families with a loved one in a nursing home. If your loved one has suffered from bed sores, falls, broken bones, dehydration, or even death, you may be entitled to a substantial settlement. If you have a loved one who is injured in a nursing home, we will find out what happened. State violations are found against nursing homes every day. You have a limited time to file your claim, so don't wait. Call 800-261-0666 and speak with one of our attorneys. The call is confidential and free.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book?
Covenant Books is an author-friendly publisher who shares your passion and beliefs. Call us today and we'll send you a free author packet to help get you started. We provide a full range of publishing services.
Covenant sells your book and ebook online and in bookstores everywhere. Our authors love us. Just look.
Be like these authors and get your book published today.
To get your free writer's guide, call now.
1-800-215-6164.
Just back is sore. Let's go! Ice. Hot. Ice works fast, heat makes it last. Icy hot, just so back.
At Choice Hotels, like this Comfort Hotel, you get more for your money so you can maximize any vacation, like starting game day with a free hot breakfast. I got waffles, how about you?
Go Waffles!
Woo! Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
For more than 30 years, our community has come through, building affordable homes, making critical repairs, and building ramps for those who need a little help and a little hope. Habitat for Humanity volunteers produce amazing results treasured forever. You could be our next hero. Volunteers are needed to provide affordable housing in Marquette County. Join in, sign up, it's easy. Go to UpersUnited.com or use the QR code shown here. A public service message of Habitat for Humanity and WZMQ TV 19.
Looking pretty tranquil after the ice storm from last weekend and the heavy snow as well. We'll get some decent weather going on into Tuesday. Wednesday, another hit of snow and some good snow, looks like in the morning. Yeah, I may have to deal with a little freezing mix in the afternoon. Hopefully it goes quickly to all rain by Wednesday night. After that, we'll have some decent weather for Thursday into Friday. Partly cloudy skies, temperatures near 40 degrees. Kevin, back to you.
Tom, thanks again. And finally tonight, the city of Escanaba is joining a global event to usher in the summer season with music. On June 21st, the DDA will host its inaugural Make Music Escanaba event. Artists and bands of all genres and skill levels will perform at various locations throughout downtown. Make Music Day started in France in 1982 and has since spread to 120 countries. Escanaba is one of 3 Michigan communities participating this year.
You can be a beginner, you can be experienced and a professional, it doesn't matter. The idea is to get out, to enjoy the community, have people come by and listen to you, and just have some fun on the first day of summer and join musicians from all over the world as they're doing the same thing.
The DDA is looking for performers and venues to participate in Make Music Escanaba, and you can visit WZMQ19.com for the details. That's all the time we have for right now, everyone. We'll see you again at 11:10 Central.